Now, over the past year or so, you've seen me interview John Anderson a few times on this program and others at Sky. He's been very active conducting interviews himself and posting them on his own website. And he's been arguing for essentially a higher tone, a loftier tone in national political debate. And he's been making a lot of core points about some of the core tenets of the right of politics and conservative politics. Well, today he's revealed he's thinking about a comeback. He joins me now from his home in northern New South Wales. Good to talk to you again, John. We've often talked about your frustrations with the national political debate, the tone of it, I suppose, some of the matters of substance that are not taken up. Have you decided to throw your hat back into the ring?
It's my intention to do so. I thought about it long and hard. It's an unusual move. It'll surprise many people. But I feel that I don't want to die wondering whether I could have helped make another contribution. And I do want to respect my own National Party colleagues. It's up to them. I'll put my case. They will rightly say that I was once the beneficiary of a young man, of their support. I will, I think, respond by saying that's right. And I want to do the same thing. I want to encourage young people with good ideas coming through, because I benefited hugely from that when I was there myself. And there's not enough of that going on at the moment. But I also want to do everything I can. I can't be a leader again, and I don't seek to be. I seek to take a place in the Senate if that's the party thinks I can make a contribution, to argue the case for the quality debate we need that's focused on the huge issues that confront this country now, the huge issues, which will determine whether my kids and grandkids and your kids and grandkids will have the sort of future that we would want them to have, the opportunities that we've taken for granted, and they're domestic issues as well as international issues.
So you'll put your name up for pre-selection for the Nationals next month to run as the Senate candidate at the next election. You would then, we don't know when the next election will be, but if it's next year, as the Prime Minister suggests, you would be 65 going back into the Senate, still 13 years younger than Joe Biden.
And that's why I say, there are limits to what I could do, and I'm going to be quite honest about that. But I think in a measured and consistent way, I enjoy incredibly good health. I think I can make a real contribution and add to the balance and the ballast, if you like, even. To seek to be an encourager, a drawer together, but a promoter of good thinking. I'll give you one instance where I would seek to be very vocal indeed. Coming out of COVID, which the government has handled very well, we fired off, though, a lot of the shots that were in the locker that were put there by reforming governments and good management in the past. We've got to restore that locker room, because there will be another shock. There will be another economic hit. And we want to be able to respond properly next time.
We're going to be out of time soon. I want to ask you a final double-barrelled question. That is, what are the central issues you want to attack that you don't think are getting enough attention now? And what does your candidate say about your assessment of the Nationals at the moment under Michael McCormack?
Look, on the first issue, it is certainly economic sanity. It is preparedness in an uncertain world in terms of supply chains and defence. It is a higher quality debate, and it is to counter the poison of identity politics. I see a lot of talent in the National Party, and I see a very resilient leader. I just want to support them and ensure that they can give of their very, very best. That's my objective, and I'm quite sincere in saying that.
But you must be dismayed about what's happening with the Nationals now under Michael McCormack, and with Barnaby Joyce still rattling the cage, and the party not seeming to have quite the sway within the coalition that it's used to.
I am a believer in the talent in that party room. I say that very sincerely. I don't want to cast aspersions, make judgments from my outside. I just want to help them all achieve their personal best, because I think the party can and must play a major role. It's a natural repository of the values and of the pragmatism and the right patriotism of rural Australia, and I've got to be confident enough to take that forward. If I can help move that dial a bit, then I don't want to die wondering whether if I didn't have a go.
What portfolio would be your choice if you could get into cabinet?
No, that's not my objective, Chris. It honestly isn't. I have had my opportunities my desire is to use the platform as a member of the Senate to the very best of my ability to mount cogent debates based around the evidence, argue against personality politics and identity politics, and to seek to do everything I could to create space for the government in these difficult times when a lot of people have, I think, some pretty loopy ideas of we can go on printing money forever, we can go on spending forever, we don't need to prepare for tomorrow. We do need to prepare for tomorrow, and that's where the debate ought to be, and it ought to centre on the things that we all have in common as Australians and end this terrible poison of divisive identity politics that so cripples our ability to find our way ahead as Australians together.
Well, John, we've spoken on air and off air about how frustrated you've been with all of this. So congratulations to you for having another crack, and we'll see where it all ends up next month.
Thanks, Chris.
John Anderson there, a man who has served his party and his country at the highest level as a Deputy Prime Minister, obviously acting Prime Minister at times. He wants to go back into federal parliament, not because he loves how it's all going, but because he wants to lift the tone.